That one. Hi, good afternoon. I'm Richard Venables. I've got a couple of hats I'm wearing today. My business is called VSL and Partners. We're a commercial property business in Oxford. I'm a board member of the Local Enterprise Partnership, and I'm also very proud to be one of the early members of Reciprocate. And that's what I'm here to speak to you about today. And I've been told no more than 12 minutes or I'll be rugby tackled by this lady here, so let's see how that goes. I was interested in what Frank said then. I was just picking up on one of the words he used when he was describing Reciprocate as a network. And in effect, I think Reciprocate is not a network, but what it actually is that it's a community. It's a community of businesses who are looking to become more strategic in their thinking about community engagement. So that I think is the real key emphasis of Reciprocate. So I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit more about us, what we're doing, and hopefully how I can encourage you to also join and engage with us. So, a short statement of what we are. Reciprocate is the brainchild of Tony Stratton. Tony is a businessman from Oxford, and he's also a former High Sheriff. He couldn't be with us here today, so he's invited me to talk on his behalf. And I think some of the driving issues that took Tony forward with this organisation is that there is less funding around for charities and voluntary organisations now, and there's never greater need and demand for their services. So those are the two key principles and issues. And from that, he looked at the idea of how the business community could engage to work more effectively with that volunteer sector and the local community. He undertook another number of steering groups. There were 2 forums with business leaders, which I was able to attend. And the findings of those mirrored very much the stats up here, which came from the Business Barometer, which is a thing that Withy King do and is published in the Oxford Times. And this was a questionnaire to businesses about their view on the charitable sector and their CSR engagement, really. So I think some of the key things there, it has a positive impact on their business. We get a lot of approaches. We don't necessarily have a clear strategy of dealing with it. And they find it often time-consuming to actually deal with. So from that, we established that there isn't one body in Oxford doing corporate social responsibility in the area, and we felt there was a need to better coordinate this, and we created these 5 strands of thinking as to how we could be more effective with it. We want an organisation that is high impact but low hassle. Whilst it is a networking organisation, we don't want it to be a talking shop, we want it to be an action group. So I think those are really, really key initiatives. But it's about being strategic, pooling effort, being empowered to say no to initiatives that don't necessarily match with your organisation, and therefore, and by getting engaged, to get more visibility for your company as well. That's the why. This is the what we're now doing. We're in our second or third focus group or core meeting. We actually launched the initiative on the 15th of March at the Ashmolean Museum. We had over 70 businesses that came there. It was a really, really interesting event at which Tony talked and the Lord Lieutenant came along too, or Lieutenant. And we have some of these key aims of what we're going to do. So we're looking at a variety of projects that we can engage with in the community. We're looking to signpost businesses to charities that might reflect on their key aims. So for businesses who might be looking to a charity of the year, we're looking to actually signpost various organisations. We're looking to give practical advice We will create a number of events each year, and there are some sort of networking perks as well. We've actually got 4 current projects at the moment. Something that was touched on earlier was work experience in the first session we had, and we're looking to an enhanced work experience programme. We're dealing with a lady called Helen Haynes, who's from the county and now is with the LEP. We're looking at ways in which we can make work experience more meaningful for both the employer and those that are coming along. We're looking at employee volunteering, how we can work with perhaps both larger and smaller organisations whose staff want to go and help in the community and directing them to areas they can best help. We're looking at Reciprocate encounters, which is how the skill sets that our businesses have can go and influence and impact on charities and give feedback to how they're doing. And we've also got a more adventurous project on affordable housing, because we all reflect that housing as well as skills is one of the key issues affecting all businesses in the area. So we're looking at an effective affordable housing project. Who we are, these are the companies that have joined up already. So there's a mixture of businesses around the city and the county. Really encouraging that we have so many. We're up to about 50 at the present time. We'd like to get a core of, say, 100 businesses. And the important fact is that we're actually hosted by Oxford Community Foundation. And Kate will just come on in a second and give us a bit of an update on who they are. In terms of the costs, we're looking at a cost of £350 a year per member, which is an admin cost. We're also looking at ways in which you can help in kind to reduce that. So hopefully that's a good overview for you. I'd like to just pass over to Kate now to just give us a very short brief as to who we have. A couple of minutes? Perfect. Great. Kate, over to you.
So I'm just going to talk about who Oxfordshire Community Foundation is. We are hosting Reciprocate. So if you haven't heard of us, here's what we do. So we are an independent charity. We're one of 48 community foundations across the UK. So we're part of quite a big network, and in that sense we're a traditional foundation, firstly making grants, but really what we want to do is connect up people who care with causes that matter, and we think that businesses contain a lot of people who care. So we help individuals, families, companies think about their philanthropy and their charitable activity and help them decide how to make the most impact to problems which are real problems right on our doorstep in Oxfordshire. So one of the things that we have and can offer businesses is an in-depth knowledge of Oxfordshire's social problems and social needs. We're just about to publish some research about that, so look out for that. And we think that there's this sort of veneer of affluence in Oxfordshire. People don't think Oxfordshire has any problems, but there are actually some hidden areas of deprivation. So what we're going to be doing with Reciprocate is to help the businesses pinpoint where they can really help and make the most impact. We have a huge network. We think that there are over 4,000 charities and community groups in Oxfordshire. I don't know if you can name more than about 10 of them. We are connected in with most of them, if not all of them. We've provided over £5.5 million in grants in the last 20 years. So we have a very good network, and one of the things that we want to do for Reciprocate is help them by being a central core of admin, management, communication about Reciprocate, but also to make sure that the group isn't duplicating any of the work that's already going on within that network. So that's who Oxfordshire Community Foundation is, and I really hope that you'll consider joining Reciprocate. If you're interested to find out more, there are some leaflets at the front about what Reciprocate is.
Thank you.